Okay, we're going to break down a bunch of random stuff today. I got a bunch of switches, some USB hub type things, some microphones for Polycom phones. We'll see how much we can get done here. Nice piece of steel. So looking at this, it's definitely a high quality board. We've got a power board over here, but this main board is just chock full of chips. One crystal oscillator tucked in over here, a couple 3 10-ohm capacitors, that's all the screws I see. Got that board off. These guys holding it in, which, if I remember correctly, is you. And these you definitely want to check, make sure they're steel and not brass. These appear to be brass, not sticking to the magnet. And we got an even smaller screw here. Same size. And the rest of that is steel. So power board, nothing special on this one really. Couple small transformers, probably a copper bearing item there. Another copper bearing spool here. One MOSFET, one transistor, a couple little chips. And that's about it. That's all I'm really seeing on here. A couple M&Ms, of course. And of course the aluminum capacitors. This board, like I said, tantalum capacitors, lots of chips, flat packs, and these are nice big beefy ones that are all nice and thick. We have gold fingers all through here. Backside has another chip. And that is the only thing I'm seeing on there at all. A few little resistors or capacitors there. Very, very tiny Those are capacitors, but they are absolutely tiny. So some more resistors and capacitors on there. I thought those were just, they honestly look just like soldered pins to me. I didn't realize until I saw the numbers beside them that they actually are resistors and capacitors there. They are tiny, tiny. But overall, good board. Those look like copper or brass. Does not look like gold. And then a bunch of LEDs along the front here as well. Oh, a couple switches. They'll have some silver contacts on them. These supposedly are tantalum capacitors also, these black ones. These yellow ones are almost definitely tantalum capacitors. So we will set this aside and take it apart later. I did more cleanup on the bench, so it's a little more organized too. So another little switch here, TP-Link on this one. Forgot to look at that last one, see what brand it was. Just the 2 screws. Small piece of steel. This one, it looks very simple. Got an external power board on this one. So no goodies in that regard. So this is now just steel. This board has a few M&M capacitors on it, crystal oscillator, some nice big beefy chips again here, gold fingers and LEDs along the front here, copper spool, some aluminum capacitors, and this one has, yep, there's a row of resistors and capacitors on the back and a few others over here, but a much smaller board. Power cord, so the power brick that would come with it would have the power board in it. And this looks like another little come off of that. So we got an aluminum heat sink here, and I'm betting we got a nice flat pack up under there. Some other capacitors and resistors surrounding it too. Put it away and take it apart later. Let's see what we got here. This is a docking, well, it's not a docking station. It's got a place here for your phone or tablet, but it's mainly just a hub for your USBs and your monitor. Do I see how to take this one apart? That's rubber. Under the feet. Yep, got screws hiding under the feet, which is a case on a lot of these things. Might only be on the front ones. Not. It's just a. I can see the holes up under it. It's a little bigger. That one's too big to go in. And the bottom on this one is just plastic. It's got a little plate of steel here though. Giving it a little bit extra for the well, I said a little plate of steel. That's actually a substantial plate of steel. That's almost that's like 3/8 thick. Quarter. Might keep a hold on that piece. It might come in handy for something. Stacked boards in here. This first board, this actually looks like a really decent board. The flashing on it appears to be gold. What I can see here, some MLCCs back here, some other resistors and capacitors. Front side, we got a bunch of gold connectors in here for the USBs, the HDMI, and this guy as well. BGAs and flat packs. 1, 2, 3 crystal oscillators. Some inducers, some more MLCCs, a couple of aluminum capacitors, and some other surface mount components on here as well. All in all, a good board. And these guys look like they're gold plated on the outside as well. So that'll be important to make sure we take them and put them with the gold bearing items. Get in here for the second board. Which again looks like a nice board. Crystal oscillator. We'll have more gold-plated connectors on the front here for the USB-Cs or USBs, and the LAN connection. A couple of LEDs in there. More aluminum capacitors, a couple little chips and whatnot on here. A few more little surface mount components as well. Nothing on the back side that I see, and this one does not appear to be gold plated or gold flashed on the circuit board, so not quite as good, but we'll take it. Okay, got one more board stuck in here, which just looks like it's got few little tiny items. Those may actually be, yeah, those are going to be the LEDs for the display here. Don't know if we'll get anything out of those. Those are tiny little LEDs, but we'll go with it. Okay, now we got another hub here, video docking station. Again, we've got gold plating on the outside of these DVI and HDMI connectors. We have gold pins here. We will not have a power board again. Let's find the screws on this one. There's one. Let's see if I can get it in here with my pick. Rubberized feet are gone. Not quite. Not sure I'm quite getting in there on those. And being on the east coast of the U.S., we are having rain all this week, which we greatly need. We're having, in my part of the state, we were having drought conditions for the last several weeks. So the rain is welcome, and fortunately it's a nice steady rain that's been lasting days, so it's actually getting a chance to soak into the ground well. I know I saw an article yesterday or the day before that farmers are needing assistance from the government in resourcing water and resourcing hay, because the grass has been dead because of the drought, so they've had to resort to using hay early in the season this year. There's got to be something under that pad. Got an adhesive pad on here. Nope, I don't see anything else. Well, this is another one of those cases where I'm glad I'm not putting it back together. I see a screw right in the middle of this. Ah, this thing's not the bottom. There's the screw. Plastic. This board again looks flashed in gold from what I can see of it here. We've got a bunch of MLCCs, another chip or two on the back here, more surface mount components. Some of them are absolutely tiny, of course. As mentioned, gold connectors, gold plating all along the front there. 1, 2, 3, 4 crystal oscillators, more gold flashing all on the front here. BGAs, flat pack chips, some one little ceramic item over here. All in, good board again. Those will be low grade connectors on that side. I don't see any buttons on this one, just an LED. Okay. Now we'll get on to these Polycom microphones. Plastic. That's heavy. That feels steel. Yep, that is steel. Let me hold on to this one. It's got some potential. Actually, I'll hold on to that guy too. Board here, gold-plated pins on this guy, it looks like. A couple of aluminum capacitors, some MLCCs, and other surface mount items. Looks like a diode there. Little speaker here, of course. And that's about it. Not much on these at all. This may have some silver contact in it. This is the little button to mute it. Don't know. Next, another Polycom, different style. This one I'll keep again. This one's plastic, but it's got two big pieces of steel plate back here for, honestly, I don't, other than weight, I don't know why they would do that, but. Similar board here. That's just a microphone. Similar board here. Got the couple gold-plated pins on the phone plug, a couple MLCCs, chip or two, some other surface mount components. Not sure what that guy is. And this is a it looks like it's probably a diode up under here for sensing the light, so you can turn it on and off mute. Interesting. Like I said, sometimes they just find very elegant ways of doing things. Let's see what else we got. So here we got an 8-port KVM switch from Triple H. It's going to be a little difficult. Just we'll go ahead and undo all these just in case. The way these are acting, I'm going to bet that they're all brass. Yep, those are all brass. We like brass. Okay, exterior port for the power board again, it looks like. And everything else up there, yeah. Hey. Yeah, they're hiding there in plain sight. back here. Ah, it should come off. There we go. Well, I'm not the first guy that took this thing apart. Stacked boards. Got a bunch of standoffs in the front here. And those look steel. Yeah, those are steel. Front board here looks gold plated, gold flashed. We got all the LEDs. We've got some switches that'll probably have some silver content in them. Buzzer, another little switch over here, a couple little chips. Nothing on the back side, a little bit of ribbon cable. Top board. Again, gold plated flashing, always a good sign for a high quality board. We've got a MOSFET over here, some nice thick flat packs, some chips. Up on the edge here we've got surface mount components all along here. Let's see, anything else? Crystal oscillator, have gold pins, or actually these are keyboard and mouse connectors, so they may not have gold pins in them. This one looks like it does have gold pins in it. These probably do not, they're just power going to the next level. Nothing on the back side that I can see, but I will go ahead and remove all these screws. Holding the brackets on here. couple little steel brackets. We'll go bye-bye. Not a bad looking board. The other side of that board also looks like it has gold flashing on it. We've got some nice chips here. These pins will actually likely be gold plated. These look like VGAs. Everything I see on them looks gold. Oh, if you can see in there, but they do look gold. Back side of the board doesn't really have anything. Yep, all just solder balls. So all I'm seeing really is the chips and whatever these guys are. I don't know what these flat things with a single row of legs is. And some surface mount items down on this end. Another good board. Oh, we'll make a good time today. What else do I have over here? I have a Verizon router, it looks like here. Looks like there are 2 screws on this one. Piece of plastic. Feels like the only screws I see. See anything else on here? Nope, no screws along the front. Oh, let's get a screwdriver over here. I'm telling you, the most dangerous tools that I've ever come across in my shop have all been screwdrivers. I cannot tell you how many times I've sliced my hand up with them. So this is all plastic. Now, this guy, that is the most unusual looking heat sink I've ever seen. This one, standard extruded aluminum. Good grief. It's not tight, whatever it is. Actually, it's got screws from the backside. That one came off by itself. If that is aluminum, which it definitely sounds aluminum, but it's like powder coated or something. I mean, it's not a smooth finish on it. Unusual. Let's remove these. Anyway, got these back here. There's our extruded aluminum. So this board obviously looks like it's just primarily copper. I've removed the shields. So it looks like we got some kind of a processor here. Some BGAs, flat, or no, that's a chip. That's BGA. BGA there. That definitely looks like some kind of processor of some kind. Gold-plated thing for the Wi-Fi. Another one right here by my thumb. A metallic BGA, it looks like. Got some more BGAs or flat packs over here under these shells, along with a lot of surface mount components on the back here. Tiny little ones again. We'll have some gold fingers in there. But that's about it for this board, it looks like. Anything under there? Not that I see. I don't know exactly what that was. Nope, not coming off easy. So it's BGA. That looks like a processor type. Right there's a crystal oscillator. Right there's a crystal oscillator. Probably gold banding on them, although they're tiny, so I can't really see. Be another interesting one to take apart. These pieces, are they steel or not? That's plastic. It's just a tiny bit of resistance, so I'm going to throw it in with stainless. We'll see if they've got a better magnet than me, which I guarantee they do. Okay, these guys will have potentially some gold on these connectors where the antenna wires connect to the board. So I'll set them back there with those others. Plastic. And moving on. I think this will be the last item for the night. Got a Dell monitor. I see a way of taking it off. Base has a little piece of steel in it, not worth chasing. So I just toss it in place. To see any other screws on it. I don't have to put this thing back together. Don't touch. There's a bunch of little screws holding that piece on. Silver contacts, and the rest of that is plastic. Yeah, this is just silver contacts all on the front of that piece. In fact, they just pop right off of there. That's convenient. The back side of that looks like it's gold flashed. Now this being the monitor, the LCD screen, this is the only board that I'm aware of that's got any value, and it's got very tiny screws here. I got one of these set aside over there already. I need to figure out if there's anything of value in the display itself before I dispose of it, because I know, for example, this has gold flashing along it, all these little gold fingers, a couple little chips and things on here, but the flashing is the only thing that's true value on that. These guys, I wanted to try and get them off, but they didn't cut. And this is where I got to figure out if there's anything more of value here. And I don't want to go too deep because I'm understanding there may be mercury in it, and I don't want to mess with it too much if it's got mercury in it. take a little peek here. There we go. So that's just a steel frame. I'm not going far with that because I'm going to get right back in it. Okay. So here's these little foils. They may have gold tracings in them. I'm not positive. Just going to peel them off for now. That looks like all there is to this. I mean, it's a couple layers thick, obviously. This is the backlit panel. Said I'm just going to snap this right back onto it for the time being. Set that to the side. I just heard thunder, so I'm probably going to get called upstairs to try and distract some upset puppers. There are several that are afraid of thunder, and also fireworks. Those are all steel. So you always got to check them. That's just a nice piece of steel now. It comes off on the side. So this is a input-output board. It's got a little bit of the gold on it from the button board. Crystal oscillator, big flat pack, nice crispy one, thick one. Appears to be got a bunch of surface mount on them, and some of those are absolutely microscopic. Bunch of small chips on it, and I'm not really seeing anything on the back, not that my eyes can pick up. There's my call. Hey, hon. Yep, I'll come up in a minute. Bye. This looks like just a basic power board. Couple 3 copper bearing items, couple spools. This one will probably be copper bearing as well. On the outside we've had enough ferrite in it. Definitely a copper spool in there though. Just have to get it out. Crush that out. There's our copper. But a few other copper bearing items in here. A couple M&Ms, of course aluminum heat sinks, and aluminum capacitors. One MOSFET here that is unlike any MOSFET I've seen before. Oh, I thought it was a white MOSFET, and it's just a white piece holding a small MOSFET to the heatsink. They bamboozled me. And looks like we might have one relay on here as well. Nope, maybe not. That one's got looks like a C, so that may be a capacitor. Yep, that's a capacitor. Okay, so with my call, that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. Take this one. One heatsink off, and we'll leave it there. So we'll have to go back through those boards and process them a little bit further before we separate them over to the board area. And I still got to decide how I'm going to process these things fully. But that's where we'll leave it for today, guys. Have a good one.